So today we're going to learn about translations. And so let's learn what a translation is. So a translation moves every point for a figure the same direction. So here we're going to write the word direction and the same distance. So this is distance here. So all the points move in the same direction and for the same distance. Um, a translation can move figures left or right and then up or down. Left or right and up or down. And another way of describing a translation, and some of you have already used it, is a slide. Sometimes they call them a slide, because you slide the shape in two different ways. All right, so to get an idea of how these work, we're going to do the following. We have this triangle ABC, and they're asking us to do two things with triangle ABC. We're going to translate this 5 units left. So I'm going to highlight that 5 units left. And then 2 units down. 2 units down. All right. So I'm going to do something a little out of order of what they suggest, only because it makes more sense to do it this way. Um, After we're all done with everything, they want us to record the points. But I'm going to record the points for the pre-image. So I'm going to write down the coordinates for A, B, and C. This is our pre-image to begin with. So let's write those down. So this is 2, 4. So 2 comma 4, write that down. Then for B, we've got 6, 7. 6 comma 7. And then for C, we've got 7, 3. So write down that one, 7 comma 3. All right. So go ahead and record those points for the pre-image. Now what we're going to do is we're going to follow the directions. It says, and you'll be doing quite a bit of this on the today's assignment. So this is good practice. So let's start with A. We're going to go from A to A prime. We're going to go 5 units left. So let me see. I'm going to go 2, and then 3 more to make 5. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 down. 1, 2, and this is where I end up. Okay, and this is going to be A prime. All right. So let's find the B prime. So do the same thing. You want to go, I'm at 6, so I want to go 5 more, so that 5 left, so that would put me here. And then I want to go 1, 2 down, right there. So this is where B prime is going to be. And then let's do the same thing for C prime. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 down. And 1, 2. Okay, C prime. And let's just connect those to make it a triangle. So connect these up like so. And we have our pre-image and now our image. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to record these points. So we're going to call these A prime, B prime, C prime. And let's see what we got. -3, 2. And 1, 5. and finally 2, 1. All right. So we got our points here. Um, so what we want to do next is this part B. We want to describe the transformation effect, how the transformation affected x and y values for each vertex. Okay, so let's start with x values. So we went from 7 to 2, 6 to 1, 2 to -3. So just start with 1 and we'll test a theory. 7 to 2. How do I go from 7 to 2? Mathematically. Huh? Subtract 5. Let's see if it works. Test it with the other ones. 6 minus 5, is it 1? 2 minus 5, is it -3? So that works. So subtract 5. And notice we went 3 units left. We'll start to make that connection. So let's see if we can't kind of make another connection here. It told us to go 2 units down. And then let's look at the y values. We went from 3 to 1, 7 to 5, 4 to 2. And we went 2 units down. Mathematically, what did we do from 3 to 1, 7 to 5, 4 to 2? Subtract 2. Now, there's a way of doing this algebraically, and um, this is called transformation notation. Let me show you how this works, and we're going to use this. So the way it works algebraically is x comma y. So this is a general rule for what we just did. And then you draw an arrow. So this would be x comma y. Xy maps onto, that's what this little arrow means. Xy maps onto x minus 5 comma y minus 2. So instead of saying 5 units left and 2 units down, you would say x minus 5 and y minus 2. And it would be the same thing. This is the general rule for what we just did. This is the transformation. And it basically pushes this triangle down here. Okay? Any questions? X minus 5 and y minus 2. If I switch the numbers, meaning x minus 2, that would mean 2 units left. So x goes right or left. If it's positive, you add. I'm sorry, if it's to the right, you add. If it's to the left, you subtract. And y is up or down. So if it's up, you add. And if it's down, you subtract that. No, it's not the same. Good question. All right. So let's test our theory with number 2. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the rule. What does this rule tell us to do, guys? 4 units right and 3 units up. Add. Very good. We're going to add. We'll test it out in a second. Let's write down the coordinates, though, for D, E, and F. Okay, so let's spend a little time figuring out these coordinates. So we've got -7, -4. Down here. Then we've got -4, 1 for E. And -3, -5. All right. So it's telling us to go 4 units right, 3 units up. So you're suggesting we add. So 4 units right, what would we do? Add 4, right? So let's see if we can just figure out the coordinates this way. All right. Um, what's -7 plus 4? How much is that? -7 plus 4. -3. Remember, different sign you subtract. It's a negative and a positive. So that should be -3. And then -4 plus 3, -1. So doing those two movements should put D at -3, -1. Let's just see if that's true. -3, -1 would be there. And then that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 3 up. So yes, D prime here did do that movement. Okay. So let's just kind of write down the coordinates for the other ones the same way. We want E prime, and this is going to be 0. And 1 plus 3 would be 4. So we want this at 0, 4. Right here. This is E prime. And F prime. Yeah, -3 plus 4 is 1. -5 plus 3, -2. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at that one. 1, -2. And here. And this is F prime. And that looks to be about the same triangle. Remember, it should be congruent. The size and shape has to stay the same. Yep, that looks congruent. So I think we cracked the rules for this. Let's just test it. What would we say for the change in the x values if it was 4 units right? How about for the y values? And over here, we're going to write it algebraically as x, y maps onto. We want rules just like this one for this. So it's going to be x plus 4, y plus 3. Right. So the bottom line is the following. Get a different color. So if we go n units right, then we're going to do x plus n. N is just some number. If we go n units left, what's that going to be? If we're going to the left. Yeah, so it would be x minus n. Okay. Now, if we're going n units up, this is going to affect y, right? So this is going to be y plus n, and then n units down, that's going to be y minus n. Any questions? All right, so let's continue. Let's take a look at the other side. Everyone write this down? Okay. All right, so now we're going to use this translation of this rectangle GHIJ to answer some questions. Let's start with A. So we have our pre-image here. This is our starting, and we're going to move up to that one. And this is something we're going to be doing as well. Yes. This is the pre-image. And we move on to the image, which has the primes. Okay? And that's important to remember. And you're going to have to do this on today's assignment. First thing they want to do is they want us to give a verbal description of the translation. So how many units, up or down, well, right or left, and then up or down. So what I suggest is pick a point, any point, and move to its prime point. So I could do like figure out G to G prime. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to go from G to G prime. So I start here, and then I have to figure out how many units I'm going to have to go to the left. So how many units did I move to the left? 7. And then I have to go up. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. -7, yeah. But we want a verbal description like 4 units, in this case, left. So we're looking for that. So we're going to say, we're going to say 7 units left. 7 units left. And then 4 units up. So first you want to figure out right or left, because that goes with X. Then you want to figure out up or down, because that goes with Y. Does that make sense? Make sense? Yeah. All right. So write down this translation algebraically. Okay, I'll give you a moment. You give it a try. I'd like to see what you get with that. So hopefully this is what you got, x minus 7 and y plus 4. Okay, question C says, what do you notice about the line segments and angle measures in the pre-image and the image? So compare the line segments like GJ to G prime J prime. Are they different sizes or the same? Is this segment the same length as that segment? Are all of them equal to their corresponding parts? Yeah. How about the angles? How many degrees is this angle for G? How many degrees is that angle? 90 degrees. Is G prime also 90 degrees? Yeah. So it looks like everything stayed congruent. And that's what's supposed to happen in the translation. All the angles, all the segments stay the same length and the same measure. So let's just say everything stays congruent. Remember, congruent, we can interchange that word with size and shape. Okay. So for the next one, we're not going to have a picture at all. We're just going to have to go by the coordinates. And so here's what we're going to do. We have this triangle KLM, and they already have the coordinates in the table. Eric plans to translate the triangle 9 units right and 9 units down. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. They want us to describe this. Let's write down the rule. So let's write down the rule. X, Y maps onto, if we're going 9 units right, what's that going to be? X plus 9. And then we're going 9 units down. What's that going to be for Y? Y minus 9. So we just have to do that for each of these coordinates. So let's start with K prime. What's negative 7 plus 9? What's negative 7 plus 9? That's going to be 2. And then we want 2 minus 9, negative 7. Negative 7. Pretty much. Interesting. L prime, give it a try. Negative 2 plus 9 and negative 9 plus 2. Or 2 minus 9 if you want to think of it that way. Negative 2 plus 9. That's going to be 7. 2 take away 9. Negative 7. All right. Try M prime on your own. Figure out those coordinates for M prime. Negative 2 plus 9. Negative 2 plus 9. And then you want to do 7 take away 9. 7 negative 2. There we go. All right. So almost there. So for these, we want to write the rule verbally and then algebraically. Okay, you guys ready? Let's start with number 5. If we go from 12 to negative 1, we're going down, right? If we're moving from 12 to negative 1, so we're looking at these numbers. 12 to negative 1. How many units down did we move? 13. We went, picture yourself on a number line. You're at positive 12 and you want to go all the way to negative 1. You move 13 units. So does that mean we went right or left if we went down? Left. So this is going to be 13 left. Now for the next one, we're moving 7 to 14. We're moving up. How many are we moving up? 7. We move 7 units up. So literally that means 7 up. Okay, and we just figured that out. Now let's write it algebraically. Yeah, I know. I was just thinking the same thing. Okay. 13 left. What would that be? X plus or X minus? Minus 13. Turn that off, please. Put it on silent. And then 7 up would be Y plus 7. Okay? Give it a try. We're going from negative 6 to negative 5. Think about where you're at. You're at negative 6 on the number line and you're going to negative 5. That's 1 unit. But is that to the right or to the left? Or is that increasing or decreasing? If I'm going from negative 6 to negative 5, am I increasing or decreasing? But you're on the negative side, remember? Yeah. You're increasing 1. So we would say 1 right. And then we're going to go from negative 8 to positive 2. We're increasing again, right? How many are we? 10. We're going from negative 8 all the way to positive 2. So this would be 10 up. So let's write down the coordinates. X plus 1 and Y plus 10. So I want you to try the same thing on the last one. Try it on your own. Determine which ways you're going. Are you increasing or decreasing? What does that mean? Right or left? Up or down? So try this one on your own. Okay, so this is what I got. Went from negative 3 to negative 9. So on the number line, I decreased, so that's 6 left. And then I'm going from 6 to negative 1. So that's 7 moves, but I'm decreasing. So that's 7 down. So that's X minus 6 and Y minus 7. All right. For the last part, we're going to look at this graph where the where we did a translation, and then we're going to state if each statement is true or false. If it's false, we correct the statement. So let's look at this. We're starting here. This is our pre-image, and then we go up here for the image. And the first statement says the triangle was translated from quadrant 2 to quadrant 4. So let's review where the quadrants are. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. All right. So did we go from 2 to 4 from here to here? Is that what we did? Yes or no? Where's our image or pre-image? No, pre-image is here. Only the image has the primes. So we started here with this triangle, and we moved up to this one. So this would be a false. Okay. And so, in fact, we did the reverse of what they said. We went from 4 to 2 is what we actually did. All right. Let's see the next statement. Translation can be represented by x plus 10 and y minus 10. So let's see, we're starting here. And then we're going to go, looks like 10 to the left. Would that be x plus 10? If I go 10 left, would that be x plus 10? No, and the other part's also wrong. Look, we would need to go 10 up, and that wouldn't be y plus 10. They basically reversed it. It should be x minus 10, y plus 10. Because we want to go to the left, then up. All right, last question. Oh, this is false. Let's see if we get another false. Translation, preserve congruence, and orientation of both figures and the vertices. So did everything remain the same size and shape? Did all the points kind of follow the same order? Yes. Yeah, they actually did. They go clockwise, A, B, and C. Clockwise, A, B, and C. So this statement is true. All right. So for today's assignment, I'm going to give you a worksheet. For the first six, they give you a pre-image. They give you some directions, and they want you to draw the image. So just follow what they say. So 5 units right, and then 1 up, and do that for each point, connect them. You get your image from your pre-image. So you're going to do that for the first 6. For 7 through 12, they want you to write the rule. So all you have to do for that is exactly what we did in the notes. Pick a point. I picked point Z. And figure out how you get from Z to Z prime. So I had to go 2 to the right and 1 down. So that would be xy maps onto x plus 2 and y minus 1. And then you're done with that. And you do that for the other 5, and you're done with the assignment. Okay? Any questions? All right. So maybe you can finish in class.